There we go. It didn't happen the first time, but second time's the charm, as they say, right? That's how the saying goes. But
Yeah, I think
welcome
that's
back. Welcome back to episode 59 of the Idos Travels podcast. I'm again joined by co-host Sean here.
what's up. How are we?
This time not with our third co-host, our honorary third co-host, Dale.
Dale is back. Dale is back in Pittsburgh. It was a good weekend. We hit up the casino. We went to the Yankee game. Had a good time, a few drinks, a few laughs, and missed the kid, but he's back in Pittsburgh.
Yep, we do. And he added a lot of sports flavor to our non-sports episode that we were
Yeah. No sports. No sports this episode.
no sports this episode. So yeah, how was the I didn't even ask you about that. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. The Yankees game, how'd that go?
Oh, dude, it was a blast. That place was bumping. Crowd was going nuts. The most people I've seen in one area in like 2 years since COVID. Like,
Really?
yeah, and no, not a lot of people wearing masks. I mean, my dad was because he's kind of, sensitive with that. He being from New York. But yeah, dude, it was nuts. The Yankees are in town. The stadium just kind of feels different when, you're playing against a team like that. So it was good to be in there. I ate a lot of hot dogs. I had like 4 or 5, a couple nachos, some peanuts. Oh my God, I gained 15 pounds on Saturday alone.
So what were you say the makeup of the fans were? Because when we went to the Marlins game a couple weeks ago, it was obviously all Marlins fans and a couple Braves fans, but it was empty for the most part. Was it kind of stacked up this time?
It was I actually looked it up. It was like 80% capacity. So
That's what we like
it
to
was
see.
pretty loaded. And what was funny was when the Yankees were kind of, doing all right in the beginning of the game, the crowd was really loud for the Yanks. I mean, I would have said, there's probably more than half the crowd is Yankee fan. And then when the Marlins started doing all right, it was equally as loud. So it was kind of a nice 50-50 mix, which I wasn't expecting. I mean, I kind of thought there'd be more Yankee fans down here, but um yeah, it was solid, man.
Really, more Yankee fans down here. That's interesting. So I don't know. So Yankees, I mean, as someone who doesn't know baseball at all, MLB, I feel like the Yankees have the only players that I can name off besides a couple that are
Right. I
sprinkled
mean, that's
around.
that's kind of how it goes. Like the Yankees typically, unless you're going into a real baseball city, are going to have more fans than the other team. Like the Marlins suck. Like they don't have anyone that comes to their games when they're not playing anyone that's relevant. So, um, I just figured there'd be, 70% Yankees, and there wasn't, which was pretty cool. I mean, they made the game more fun, the cheering back and forth. And oh my God, we did the wave. Have you done the wave before? Like
Have
at the
I
stadium?
done the fucking wave before? Yeah, I've done the. Are you kidding me? Come on now.
Well, I don't know.
You mean at
Does
like any
Alabama do the
sport event?
wave?
No, we're
Well, then
winners and
that's
we're
why I didn't think you did the
composed.
wave.
Yeah, but I've been to other stadiums. I've been fucking half the stadiums on the East Coast, but yeah, I've done the wave. The waves are
Yeah,
good.
it
When
was
everyone's
a solid wave. It went around like 5 or 6 times. Everyone was participating
when you're
too.
invested, when the whole stadium's invested, it's almost a spiritual experience.
Yeah, it was. Like I was borderline aroused while I was standing up doing my portion of the wave. Try not to poke the guy in front of me's eye out. But yeah, I mean, it was solid, dude. I loved it. I forgot I was at a baseball game for a second. I was just watching everybody, stand up and act a fool.
I love it. That's what it's about, is just getting tossed, eating way too much food, and just, good, wholesome sports. They're
Dude,
coming
I was
back.
hammering the peanuts too. The peanuts were
I will never get the
Peanuts are
peanut vibe.
underrated. I think they're the most underrated snack food at a stadium or like movie theater, anything.
Dude, I don't know, man. Peanut, I don't get the hype. I mean, like you said, I do believe they're underrated there, but whenever I see them, I just kind of look at them and I'm like, why? Like they're messy as shit, which can be fun.
I get the messiness of the peanuts, but I don't know. It's kind of rewarding that you have to work for your food.
I get that.
It's like, okay, I have done the hard part. I have cracked the nuts. Now I have to enjoy it. You know what I mean?
I get it. I get it. I just feel like you sign a contract at the booth that's like, okay, if you buy these peanuts, you have to crack them and throw the fucking shell carcass over at least 3 rows
It's a
ahead.
carcass,
I mean, what would you call it?
just the shell,
I mean,
the naked
it's
crumbled
body,
shell.
you know? I mean, shit. It's exoskeleton.
It's exo shell. Yeah,
Exactly.
the
Exactly.
exo peanut part.
Every time I see the family with the peanuts that stands up, it is like they were in a sawmill and it's just
Yeah,
like fucking
that's how I
stacked.
was. That's how I was. It was funny because my dad had it all over his mask. His mask had like he didn't even take off his mask to eat the peanuts. It was just dust was all over the place. I'm like,
That's a
dude,
man right there. That's a full grown man. I'll tell you what, ballpark hot dogs, unbeatable.
yeah,
Best
dude, I was
sporting event
pumping
food, I would
Nathan's
say.
tires.
Besides like a tailgate wings, in the park, hot dogs are right up there for best food at a sporting event.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Nothing like a good ballpark. Do you put the ketchup and the mustard?
I'm
No,
straight team red, bud.
you just go raw.
Which has
You
been
raw
a
dog it?
point of debate, apparently. Now, I mean, always raw dog, but with ketchup on it.
Oh, straight red. That's what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, straight fucking. I mean, and apparently that was a point of contention of like being childish, whatnot. Fuck off. I love ketchup. One, always will. Two, dude, this is just an American classic. You
Yeah,
got one. You just fucking, or you do. I do the squiggles. I do the double pass.
I
The
like the squiggles with,
yes.
I do the mustard now. When I was younger, I would just do the ketchup. Now I do the mustard. I'm thinking of getting into the relish perhaps.
You are getting up there in age.
Yeah, I mean, every 5 years, I'm looking at a new condiment to put on my dog.
You're like, hey, this could change everything.
This could be a major game changer. I don't know what would come after relish if you had to put something on the dog.
Chili.
Well, I guess so. Yeah,
There's
that's a
people
good
that
call.
drag it through the garden. I mean, they grab every bottle they see
Right through the
and they
garden.
fucking just go to town.
What about mayo?
not about,
No,
not
I
about,
love mayo.
not about the male life. It's so gross to me. I don't even know if I've really even had it. It's just the aura, the rep is not one for me. The white
Is
sauce
it
thing,
because of the white
yes,
sauce thing?
it's the white sauce phobia. You know,
Is that a real phobia? Because like you're not the only person I've heard of that has
I think
had
it's
that.
just straight males is what it trips up.
Straight males
Yeah.
don't like any white sauces.
Yeah. It's just,
You don't
it's
do ranch?
no, dude. I do
What do you
Cool
put on your
Ranch salad. I eat dry.
Oh my God, you're psycho
Why do you think I hate salad?
because you eat it wrong.
A
It's
hundred
supposed to be
percent.
dressing with a little bit of salad.
I got to try dressing. I will say I will be dabbling into the dressing game because I need to because I need to eat more greens. But dude, it's scary. The salad world's a scary world for me.
Really? Wow, you gotta go to Flavor Town with some dressings, bro. Guy Fiore will take you to
Yeti.
Flavor Town. Fiore will take you to Flavor Town with the salad dressing, and you gotta try Thousand Island. That's a top one.
I heard Thousand Island is like
Ranch.
Chick-fil-A sauce, which is one of my favorite sauces.
No, Thousand Island's like on a Big Mac. You know that kind of orange shit?
Okay, I'm about it.
It's pretty good. Ranch, because you haven't had that, that's basic. And then I don't know. Do you do a like a vinaigrette? You a
I've
big
done
vinaigrette guy?
no, dude, not like I swear to God, I literally eat it like the leaf by leaf. Like spinach, when I eat spinach, I just
Now
fucking
you're a herbivore.
dude.
You eat it
No.
like that?
I just grab a fistful of whatever leafy greens and fucking eat them first, and then I enjoy the meat. That is what we're supposed to eat after the fact.
Yeah, I get that. You're a big meat guy.
Dude, I love me some fucking meat, is what I like.
Anyway,
Anyway, so I believe we brought back a segment for one episode, and that would be word of the week. And you had one today that you
I did.
almost spilled
I
the
had a
beans
good
on.
word of the week today. Let me bring it up real quick on my phone. But the word of the day is tummy sticks. And do you want to take a stab at that one?
Yeah, let me take a
I know we've
risk.
been. You want to use it in a sentence for me instead of telling me the definition? Give me a sentence.
Oh, you want me to kind of
I want
define
you
it?
to create a sentence that what you think is the tummy stick.
Oh God. It's tummy sticks is what's throwing me off. It's the
Yeah.
plural part of that
And it's
word.
from Wedding Crashers, by the way.
Oh fuck. I've seen that movie a million
Yeah.
times,
You
man.
know the midnight rape scene? That's a hard R. I'm sorry about that. Um, the midnight he does like the nude gay art
Yes.
show.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what he
tummy stick.
classifies as. He's like, remember the never mind.
Tummy sticks. Tummy sticks. Oh God, dude.
Think about it.
I'm trying to, but my mind goes some dark places, and I don't
Yeah,
know.
this is Urban Dictionary we're talking about. So it's right along with you, bud.
Tummy sticks sounds like to me. It sounds like a multiple person maneuver.
How many people?
Jesus. I'm gonna say three altogether.
All right, you're close. It's two.
Okay, it's two. So, oh my God. I'm just running through. It's the sticks part.
Let me give you a sample sentence
Give
then,
me
and
a sample
then
sentence.
we'll have the definition because you're not giving me anything here. Let's do all right. So Chris says, "Hey Grant, want to play tummy sticks?" And then Grant says, "Let's do that. Let's do exactly that."
Oh, I remember the let's do exactly that part.
Yeah.
I think tummy sticks is
The situation commonly referred to as a game in which two
males,
erect males,
erect males.
we'll play little Mad Libs here. Erect males cuddle closely and face to face, causing their blank
Erections.
to push upwards between their stomachs or tummies. Sticks combined with tummies, hence the name
Tummy sticks.
tummy sticks. There you go.
So it's kind of like the maneuver, like when you get called up for a presentation in class and you're rocking a hard one and you got to tuck it into your waistband.
Oh my god.
Talk about worst
Those
timing.
days.
Dude, it would be every time you're sitting in class, you're like, damn, what's going on, buddy? And you're trying to psych yourself down.
Yeah.
They'd be like, yeah, so seat 34. Yeah, come up to the front and write something on the whiteboard.
Seat 34. That's how they did it in your
No,
school.
I'm sure they're like, sure they're like,
What school did you go to?
dude.
Jesus, were you at a camp somewhere?
Yeah, it was. We had yard time and shit. It
Jesus.
was rough. Nah, they'd be
Oh
like,
my
yo,
God. Yeah, you
Jack,
went to
you look
school
like
in
you can't stand
Germany.
up. Hey, you wore sweatpants today? All right, you're coming up to the front and do some
Exactly.
trigonometry on the board.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I left my freaking wrench in my pocket. Sorry about that.
The best was when you had to figure out, you had about, I don't know, 3.7 milliseconds to
Yeah.
figure out,
And you had
are
to
you
flip it
going,
up.
yeah, you got to either go down, which is impossible,
Oh, you can't go down and
or
walk
or
normally.
you do the whole pull your shirt forward and you're like, oh, you kind of
Right.
slip out of your desk a little bit. You're like, oh no, I tripped. And then
Oh,
flip,
yeah.
pop up, good to go.
Oh my God, dude. Just imagine like the horror that we had to go through because sometimes, you do a flip up and you're having maybe a decent size day and then you're looking right in the face of it. You're like, holy shit, I didn't realize my shirt was tucked in. You gotta make sure your barn door's not open.
Oh, could
My
you
goodness.
imagine? Dude, high
Dude, in
school was a
school. Oh,
weird fucking time. I was watching, so I'm
terrible.
watching Outer Banks, and we won't even get into that yet. But dude, did you ever have like what did you guys do for high school parties? Like, did you do house parties or what was like your classic high
It
school
was
bullshit?
I didn't really go to a ton of high school
Yeah,
parties,
neither did
but
I.
um I've made up for it. How are you? Um I would we won states for baseball and literally we just had
Damn subtle flex.
these parents of this one kid on the team. They bought us like 4 or 5 bottles and like a couple 30 racks and they literally were like, we'll trade you beers for your keys.
Yep. Yeah. That's how a lot of parents in my
So we were
neighborhood
like,
do
all
it.
right, that's a fair deal. Like, I'm not going anywhere right now.
Right.
And they literally they got us into the basement and then they locked the basement door. They
Yep.
just locked us in there, which that's the best way to fucking do it. Like that's a fair trade.
Right.
There was like two couches and there's a team of 20 dudes downstairs. And it was like, I remember this one kid had to take the SATs the day after, and he was bombed still, and he like sharted in his pants in his sleep. So he's going to the SATs with like shit in his pants and he's late. And it was like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. Yeah.
Those were the best. We had similar stuff. So yeah, I mean, I wasn't invited to a whole bunch of like the cool kid parties, but yeah, we did the whole.
Yeah, you were Fat Jack still,
I was
right?
Fat Jack still at the time, and we'll get into that on a whole nother episode. But yeah, no, so absolutely loser. But yeah, a lot of them were, either allegedly my parents or somebody else's parents. We same thing, basement. You get
Allegedly.
allegedly, and like 7 to 10 people, and you guys just get polished, and just you have those were like the best stories too, because you'd be like, oh, you play sting pong or like fucking Madden all night, just mangled, thinking you're just living life. And then we also had, which I don't know how rural your area was growing up, but we had we would do a lot of bonfires. So I kind of ran with like the car mudding community. So we would get pallets from Walmart late night.
There's a mudding community.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it was
a Facebook group that you joined or what?
Dude, there was a Facebook group for every fucking car meet we went to. So that's what we would do on the weekends, is go to car meets and sit around our
Sure, why not?
That's what I'm saying. And I'd sit next to my 04 4Runner while everyone else had like, Mustangs and Corvettes and shit. So that's why I was like, hey, let's go off-roading, because you guys can't do anything.
We're going off-roading in Corvettes.
No. So that's why all the guys with, fucked up Jeeps and older cars and SUVs would be like, hey, let's go mudding. So then, everyone has to get out and get in your cars, and you go. And we'd actually go behind the rival high school and just burn pallets all night long. People would show up with moonshine that they made in their bathtub, just gallons of it. And you take 3 sips and it's like, all right, well, I'm sleeping in the back of my truck tonight. And
all right, I'm bombed.
Yeah, exactly. Just get fucking, man. We burn people's couches. People be like, yeah, my parents just threw this out. They show up at midnight, just
burn couches.
Oh, dude. Yeah. This was no joke. Like if you're watching on the YouTube version of this, you'll see, but if not, kind of imagine like a large high school.
If you're driving, close your eyes.
If you're driving, now is the moment to close your eyes and use your imagination. There was the high school, and then imagine all behind it was a large parking lot, and then a large pit of mud and woods, like a wooded area with a mud open area. And then to the next to it was next to it was softball, baseball, soccer fields. So we would go behind, a couple lines of trees, and yeah, people would show up from like 3 cities over. They'd be like, oh yeah. And after Christmas, we'd go around the whole all the neighborhoods, get all the Christmas trees, and those suckers fucking burn.
Oh
dude.
Yeah, because they like haven't been watered,
dried out.
They're dry as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
And so it was fantastic. The Christmas tree night was no joke. I mean, 20, 30 feet high before we burned it. And so we got almost in a lot of trouble for that. But as soon as you'd see lights, you just fucking peel out the other way. And one time we were back there, it was me, my girlfriend, and like 15, 20 other people. And we see this cop circle by, and we do the whole like tuck your cars under the hills and whatnot. And he circles by again. Come to find out, there was a bank robbery that night, and the guy had pulled off into the woods where we were at and ditched his car and was running around the woods.
Holy shit.
While we're having a bonfire, fucking hammered 18-year-olds, and they're just like spotlighting us, and we're like, what is going on? So we dumped the fire.
Did you make a run for it?
Yeah, so we left most of our cars there, and we took whatever car was closest to like the exit trees. We all jumped in that, peeled out, and we're like, we'll get the cars fucking later, dude.
Yeah, they probably took your tags down for possible suspects.
Actually, so funny part about that was my tag was magnetically attached to my rear bumper, so I just ripped that bitch off.
What? It was
so magnetic. Your rear plate. Well, mine wasn't screwed in like the 4 screws. It was 2 vertical magnets. So I ripped that thing off, And which once people found out about that, people would just straight up take my plate off. So it was,
Yeah, I was gonna say I would just steal your shit.
exactly. And so I would drive around with, without a plate, and thank God I didn't get pulled over or anything like that. But yeah, I'd rip that out. Like if we were going somewhere we shouldn't have been, like testing out the waters, I'd rip that plate off. And I mean, you're Gucci after that.
Why would they make those?
I don't know, dude. I have no idea why it was on there. And one day my buddy like bumped into it and my plate shifted. I was like, you just stripped the screws of my plate carriers, like, and he just shoves it up and he's like, dude, it's been magnetic this whole time. And I was like, how did you know that?
What the hell? I've never heard of that.
Yeah. So I'd stick it
That's
on other
wild.
people's cars. Yeah, it was pretty clutch, pretty clutch. But yeah, now that I think about it, what a weird thing to do. Just like get 7 of your boys, park in a circle, and just drink moonshine while staring at a fire for
Yeah, that's
9
wild.
hours straight.
Well, speaking of magnet, I have a question for you, and we started to talk about this maybe a little bit earlier, but I don't know if you heard. Um, we were talking about Hugh Hefner today.
Oh, I did not hear this.
You didn't hear this. Okay, terrific. So I don't know who it was. Someone mentioned today at work. Why was Hugh Hefner the magnet of all magnets? Was he attractive as a dude? Is that why he pulled? Is that
So
the thing, or is it he's just loaded?
I'm
Because I
glad
don't really get it. He's always just been this old guy that plows, but like I didn't really think about it. Like, how does this guy get it all?
well, so if you have Amazon Prime Video, they do a 10-part documentary on it, and it's really well fucking done. I've watched it through 3 times completely. It's
Of course
fantastic.
you have.
Right. I mean, you got to study the greats, but
Like
but
a film session.
yeah, you got to dream, you got to have a dream to achieve. But no, but he was from what I understand, he was like this kind of like loser guy, had a girl, like had a wife and kids really young. And then he was just really into either photography or magazine or writing. I think he was a writer. And he was like, how am I going to get people to read my articles? Nobody likes reading. And he's like, oh, naked girls, that'll do it. And so he was like, okay, so
Yeah, I'd
basically,
sign up for that.
exactly, it was filler for his magazine. And then they did all these TV shows. They opened all these clubs of just like, and he acted like he was like a playboy, obviously, where the word came from. But that really wasn't him.
Whoa!
Look at that fucking
Brain blast,
brain
Jimmy.
blast. Blah. No free shout outs. But
Jimmy Neutron's a shot.
Jimmy Neutron shout out. You're gonna pay for that.
Jimmy Newt.
But so all this happens. He kind of plays the whole playboy life, and then he eventually, kind of turns into it. Apparently he was a cool ass dude. And he's obviously super successful, which I assume attracts a shit ton of girls and people in general.
What do you think his child support was like? Was he just paying? Did he have like a ton of kids?
I feel like his pullout game is pretty wicked. No, I don't think he did. I mean, from the
I feel
ones
like his pullout game is bad. Like he couldn't even pull out of a driveway.
yeah, but then everyone and their mother would be like, oh yeah, I'm related to Hugh Hefner. But he only has, I mean, he had with his last wife, like his last serious wife, I think he had 2 kids, like Steve Hefner and a daughter, I think. And then the wife before that, he had 1, I think. I don't know.
Damn.
But dude, I remember when he died, it was so crushing. But I saw this meme and it goes, Hugh Hefner is the only person to die and to go to a worse place than when he was living on Earth.
Yeah.
And it was just a photo of him with 100 playmates just chilling in the grotto.
Yeah, what they say, only 72 virgins, right? And
Yeah,
he's got
shit.
100 all the time.
Exactly.
So it's a downgrade.
It is. Assuming he was Muslim.
Yeah, well, that's another podcast.
Yeah, that's for another episode. But no, yeah, dude, he just seemed like a smart guy that timed it perfectly.
So big writer guy, dabbled in photography,
Right.
wanted people to read his shit, so he threw some nudies on there.
And how he got it started was, so Marilyn Monroe didn't originally pose nude. So there was one photographer.
Is she the original Playboy?
First ever Playboy volume 1, I think is what it's called. Yeah. There was one, she posed nude for one time when she was like a little bit younger before she got into like really modeling and acting. And there was a photographer. So I don't know if you know, but photography, there's kind of, once you take the photo, the photographer owns it, even if it's a photo of you. So Marilyn Monroe was like, I don't want these photos getting out. Hugh Hefner finds the photographer and he's like, yo, I will fucking pay you.
We
double.
bought that. Yeah.
And he bought it from the guy. He was the only one that had this photo. And so bang, front cover is Marilyn Monroe nude, biggest movie star in the world that no one had ever seen like that. And so that just skyrocketed.
Is this in the documentary?
Yeah, it's awesome. Dude, I'm telling you, it's really well done. They have an actor who looks just like him. So they do it like it's an actual TV show. They have all actors to replace everybody. And then they
Right.
use like articles and they use scenes from like I said, the Playboy at Night was a
I
TV show.
like that shit. There's a couple
Yeah.
documentaries that do that. Like OJ, they did it with OJ. It's
Yes,
like
it's the same thing. Yep.
Cuba Gooding Jr. was in it, and it's just solid. Like they kind of refer back.
And then they cut to like actual news that's
Yeah, like
aired and stuff like that.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Sweet. I'm gonna have to check that out.
check it out. It's super well done. It's super cool. And I think it's called I don't think it's called American Playboy or American Businessman or something like that. Let me see. But yeah, no, it was really well done. It came out a couple years ago. But that's funny. What got you talking about the good old Hugh Hefner?
I don't know. Someone was like, "Why did he slay like he did? Was he hot?" And someone was like, "No." And then someone else was like, "I think he was hot." I don't know.
I would love to
So
know.
everyone was kind of divided in the room.
There you go. American Playboy, the Hugh Hefner story.
There it is.
Came
Check
out
it out.
4 years ago. Check it out. No free shout outs, but this is a free shout out. Super well done. And also it's really business oriented as well. Like obviously there's entertainment and boobs and all that good stuff. But it's a good one. And I guess
Yeah.
on that note, we'll end this beautiful episode of the podcast. Next episode coming up is episode 60. So big. That's I think almost
Can we just skip to 69 already?
dude, we're getting there. We're working
Let's just make 9 episodes of
in a week.
69. Yeah.
We'll just knock them out.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm about it. Well, appreciate everybody for listening. As you know, we record every Wednesday. It's uploaded that night. And we record video on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere you can find podcasts. So give it a follow, give it a like, search for it on YouTube, and hit the subscribe button because we got a lot more coming.
Peace.
Peace.